Hi, I'm Rick Thigpen. At Public Service, we believe all citizens need to be informed about the important economic and environmental issues that affect their communities. That's why we're proud to support programming produced by the Caucus Educational Corporation.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the Russell Berrie Foundation, RWJ Barnabas Health, Fedway Associates, the Fidelco Group, Wells Fargo, PSE&G, committed to providing safe, reliable energy now and in the future, and by Adler Aphasia Center, helping stroke and brain injury survivors recover their speech. Promotional support provided by Insider NJ and by Meadowlands Chamber, building connections, driving business growth.
This is One-on-One. I'm an equal American just like you are.
The jobs of tomorrow are not the jobs of yesterday.
Look at this. You got this?
Here it is, man. Look at it.
Life without dance is boring.
I don't care how good you are or how good you think you are, there is always something to learn.
Do you enjoy talking politics?
No.
People call me because they feel nobody's paying attention.
Our culture, I don't think, has ever been tested the way it's being tested right now.
Such a good question. High five.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. We're on location at Ramapo College. It's the 23rd Annual Russ Berrie Making a Difference Awards ceremony. I've been proud to host this event, MC it. But way more important than that is you're about to see in this half-hour special. It's a two-part special. Check tonight out and tomorrow night after this. You're about to see some extraordinary people who are the winners of the Russ Berrie Award for Making a Difference. Unsung heroes. They save lives. They work in the community. They protect our environment. They work for and help those who are underprivileged, who are struggling and just looking for a little help. This is the 23rd Annual Russ Berrie Awards for Making a Difference. We are proud to be a small part of a huge event.
Come on up, folks.
This is Alexa Grabelle, who is the founder of an organization called Bags of Books, which is?
It's a literary service organization which has collected and donated over 152,000 children's books to 30,000 underserved children, primarily in Camden, New Jersey and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but also throughout the country.
So check this out. Alexa started this in the 5th grade. Talk about leadership, student leadership. What did you see, Alexa, back in the 5th grade? I don't know, I guess you're 11 years old per se, about that, right?
10 years old.
10. What do you see that says to you, I have to do this?
So I live about 15 minutes from Camden, New Jersey, which is one of the most impoverished communities in America. And my elementary school did different service projects to benefit the schools in Camden, such as gift donations during the holiday season. When I learned that students in Camden, New Jersey don't have access to books at home, and I learned about the educational summer slide, which is when you lose literacy skills over the summer, I knew I had to make a difference because I love reading and I have a personal library of books of my own at home, so I wanted to share that gift with as many students as possible.
The growth of your organization has been extraordinary. Talk about it.
So I've had incredible opportunity to go to many different networking events and to really make connections within my community and beyond. And I've used those connections in order to make a difference in other communities because I created manuals that explain exactly how to run a Bags of Books collection. And I have conference calls and I work with volunteers who are passionate about literacy like I am that are in other locations. And they're able to easily model and replicate, the service organization that I have in their own areas.
So Alexa is one of our awardees today. You're a winner. You've been told that you are a winner. It's not easy. It is not easy to be selected as one of the winners of this event. There are so many nominees. When you heard that you were one of the winners for the Russ Berrie Award for Making a Difference, you said and thought what?
I was just really happy, probably a lot of squealing and just smiling. It really means a lot to be honored for my service work and to be recognized for all that I do. And it's even more incredible to get to meet the other honorees for all of the work that they do, especially because all of our work benefits the same general area of New Jersey.
Finally, Alexa, what's the greatest personal satisfaction you get out of making a difference every day?
Well, when I'm at the distribution events in the schools, a lot of time the teachers, the parents, the students, they'll come up to me and they'll hug me, or I'll get thank you notes from the students that tell me how they share their books with their friends and family, and it shows what an impact a book can have in the life of a student, and it really means the world to me.
Reading is at the core of our society.
Every day, we need to exercise our ability to read. For kids, reading is crucial. It allows them to learn, to explore, and to grow. To be an effective citizen, it is necessary to be a great reader. But there are kids who don't have the resources to become great readers. That's where we come in. We are Bags of Books, an organization who gives books to the kids who need them. We believe that giving children access to books is the first step on the path to success.
One of the young people who, in fact, are being recognized for their heroism, for doing something that a lot of us would say, we hope we would do that, we wish we would be able to do that, but on August 4th, 2018 at 2:30 in the morning, Patrick Finn actually did it. What was it, Mr. Finn?
So the house next to me caught fire, and I woke up to screams, and someone rang my doorbell several times, so I rushed outside. I seen the black smoke coming from the second floor next door. I tried to enter through the first floor, and there was just flames everywhere. I couldn't do it. So I came back out, and the father from the second floor window, him and his 3-year-old and 1-year-old were trapped inside a bedroom. So I was able to prop up a ladder, climb up there, and one by one get them down the ladder.
Yeah, you know, you say you were able to find a ladder. No, you went and got a ladder and made a decision to do this, okay? As I said, a lot of us would want to believe what we would do. You were actually tested. Any hesitation?
You just got to do what you have to do.
What did you see in that father and those children? What did you see in them?
Just seeing fear, panic, and then relief after they were out. You know, I was able to get them out of the window.
You don't like the word hero, do you?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I just think it's something that I think everybody would do, or I hope everybody would do.
Make a difference.
Make a difference.
So that's exactly why you're being recognized and honored by this foundation, these awards. When you got word, you thought what?
I was just shocked. I was very humbled and honored. It's just an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing.
The other amazing thing is what you do in your professional life. Talk about it.
I'm a clinical coordinator for DiNovi and Associates. It's a company in South New Jersey, and we work with children with autism, and we practice not just children with autism, but we practice ABA. We try to.
That's a certain approach to dealing with children with autism.
Yes, it is, and we're looking to just enrich the lives of many, and through the practice of ABA.
This whole event, these 23 years, the work of the Russ Berrie Foundation, Angelica Berrie is the president. Everyone here believes, and Angelica often says, it's about that ripple effect. What kind of ripple effect do you want to make?
Like I said, I just hope everybody would do the same thing. And when somebody else is in jeopardy or danger, to just step up and be a human being and do the right thing.
You may not like the term, but you are a hero. But more importantly, you're a really good human being who made a difference. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
You're about to meet one of the heroes, one of the winners here at the Russ Berrie Awards for Making a Difference. He's Michael Doliszny. You are 18 years of age, and you have done something absolutely extraordinary, which is why the Russ Berrie folks have recognized you. Tell us exactly what you saw, why it concerned you, and the difference you're making with veterans right now.
So basically, I went to a veterans event with Marie Hayes, who's one of my longtime family friends, and I got to experience the daily struggles veterans had in our society. And as a Boy Scout at the time, they all wanted to talk to me in person after the event. It was an event on Memorial Day. And I got to talk with one of these veterans, and I realized that one of the underlying problems that they had, it was very unexpected. They were talking about how they felt that technology has, kind of left them in the dust, and they feel that society has kind of moved on without them, especially the older veterans, the Vietnam vets. And I was talking to this one gentleman, and he was explaining to me that it was tough for him to receive the veteran benefits or apply for jobs online because everything was online.
How to work the system.
Yeah. And it opened my eyes and made me realize that people struggle with things that I take for granted. And it made me realize that, I could have an impact on them and I could use my knowledge to help them learn.
So what did you do?
I decided that day that I was going to try to come up with this computer skills course for these veterans, and I started a whole collaboration with my local community college, Atlantic Cape Community College, and CVAC, which is a veterans organization of Cape May. And I raised lots of awareness and made flyers.
And you raised 20 grand.
Yeah.
For a computer training program for veterans.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The original goal was like 10 grand, which is still like a long shot. And I was very, very surprised to receive it.
Why do you think you raised that kind of money?
Because I think that people, they never really thought, just like I never really thought it was a problem. Once they realized it was a problem, they realized that they too could help to fix it. And
what's it feel like to know you're making a difference with veterans who have given so much to our country, who ask for so little, who deserve so much more, who need help, particularly when it comes to these technical computer, digital skills, if you will?
It feels absolutely amazing because I know that the veterans, they've done their duty and they've served our country, and it feels great that I can do my duty to help serve them.
What's it feel like to be getting this award for making a difference?
I feel very, very honored. I was never expecting any sort of award, and it feels like, you know, I'm accomplished and I've done everything I wanted to do.
Yeah, well, you're 18. My bet is that there's a lot more you're going to do and an even bigger difference you're going to make. And I just want to say congratulations.
Thank you. It means a lot.
This is the Russ Berrie Awards for Making a Difference. We are at Ramapo College, and this is one of our winners, one of our honorees. He is Thomas Van Oehsen, founder and executive director of a fascinating organization called Trenton Circus Squad, which is
an organization located in one of the Roebling Wireworks factories in downtown Trenton, where we inspire youth, specifically teenagers and high school kids, to take huge leaps in life. We teach circus arts, meaning unicycle riding, acrobatics, trapeze, juggling, slapstick comedy, and we give them the opportunity to learn about their ability to make change and grow as individuals.
Where'd this idea come from, Thomas? So you're sitting there, you're part of the community, you want to, quote, make a difference, and this circus idea comes up?
Yes, well, I have a background. I ran away to the circus for the first time out of high school. I went to the Ringling Brothers Clown College down in Florida.
You did all this?
I did all this. So that's where I was trained. And then as I became a young man and started a family, I realized that the circus arts is a great way to connect with specifically high schoolers and teenagers. There's a lot of risk. And when you're talking about kids in Trenton who are pulled out to the streets and joining gangs and the strength of that family, we can offer them an alternative that's just as exciting as what they find in the streets, whether it's doing flips on the mini tramps or walking on 10-foot stilts or riding giraffe unicycles. And they're building social and emotional skills. So
how?
By working together. The model we have is we bring kids from not only Trenton, but the surrounding communities. Princeton, Lawrenceville, Ewing, Hamilton, Hopewell. We're bringing them all into Trenton. They're all considered equal. There's a mutuality that we create.
A lot of teamwork?
A lot of teamwork. And they learn to trust one another, and they realize that they each have things to share, gifts to share with one another, and it impacts their lives.
What does it do for you on a personal level?
Oh, well, I'm living my dream, and to see these kids develop in the program and then start dreaming and changing their story and their narrative, they have hope. And that's what's exciting for me to see. They start talking about college or careers. And I think in a city like Trenton, that's not a typical thing for a child to be experiencing as they grow and develop.
You get the word from the Russ Berrie folks, hey, you're one of our winners. You say, you think?
Certainly honored, very humbled to be acknowledged from one of the parents of the kids that we serve.
Oh, is that how it happened?
Yeah. One of the parents wrote in and nominated me without me knowing, which was a thrill. But it's also great to be able to bring this program to the make other people aware of it and the amazing things we're doing in Trenton. And in fact, community leaders in Camden, Asbury Park, New Brunswick have come to Trenton, see what we're doing, and now we're doing residencies this summer in Camden, in Asbury Park in New Brunswick. So our kids get to not only do it in Trenton, but they get to go all over New Jersey doing it.
Congratulations, Thomas.
Thank you.
To see more one-on-one with Steve Adubato programs, visit us online at steveadubato.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato PhD and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
Here we go, and I want you to keep up that enthusiasm, that energy, that sense of passion for the fact that there are 214 nominations this year. 7 of them have won the $7,500 award. Awards are being given. There are winners here, and one big winner is Katherine Evans. And Katherine Evans, for 30-plus years, has been working at making a difference, protecting our environment. One of the keys is the work you're doing up at Sparta Mountain. Talk about that.
Well, about 30 years ago, maybe a little more, we worked to protect the Sparta, what is now the Sparta Mountain Wildlife Management Area. It was going to be developed. And these are some very wonderful biodiverse forests. And we did indeed protect like 3 tracts in that area, supposedly in perpetuity from development. And now, as it turns out, we have to get back together once again to fight to protect the land we protected already from logging. So deforestation is becoming a big problem on the East Coast, and there is now a push for New Jersey timber from our public lands, our public forests.
Why do you fight so hard to protect the environment?
I think it came from my grandmother, to tell you the truth. She used to take me out into the woods and teach me about ferns and such. I worked in the environmental field professionally for a while, stepped away from it, did a change in direction, but I can't stop doing it.
Why?
Because I am passionate about it. I think it's extremely important.
This award means what to you?
It means a lot. It's an honor. It was kind of a surprise. It will enable us to further our work to reach out to citizens. I'd love to reach out to kids, get kids in the forest, and we'll be able to do much more work.
The Valerie Fund was started by Suzanne Goldstein in 1976 after their 9-year-old daughter Valerie lost her battle with cancer. Countless trips to New York for Valerie's treatments inspired them to ensure that other families would have oncology and hematology care close to home.
Once this experience happens to families, there's so many facets that touch the family in terms of whether it be school, whether it be work, whether it be siblings, whether it be just the garbage goes out on Tuesday and the mortgage gets paid once a month, or the rent. So it was really a concomitant of hats that social workers wear when they work in the Valerie Fund Children's Center.
The first day I walked into the Valerie Center, I knew I had family. I knew I had people that cared about me.
They helped me so much till this day. Even when he just was in the hospital recently again, they helped me.
Because of social workers, because of psychologists we have, they meet with the family right with us from up front, right on day one.
I don't know what I would have done, without him.
So many extraordinary people, and you're about to meet one of the winners right here, Suzanne Goldstein. Suzanne, we've talked in our public broadcasting studio before. Tell folks how the Valerie Fund was created and why it was created.
Well, when our daughter Valerie was 3 years old, she was diagnosed with bone cancer, Ewing sarcoma. And 6 years later, we lost her. And we were going into New York to Baby's Hospital, which was wonderful. But we went into New York because there was no pediatric oncology in New Jersey. And it was an hour and a half each way. And we had to leave our 5-year-old at home with friends and family. In essence, our family was broken because of this. And when we lost Valerie in 1976, we decided...
You and your husband?
Yeah, the two of us. Excuse me. Yeah, my husband Ed and I decided that we were going to start something that will help families like us not to go into New York or Philadelphia or anywhere else, but to be in New Jersey.
Why is that so important? What do they need, Suzanne? What were they looking for and what do they need?
We started this organization called the Valerie Fund and at Overlook Hospital in Summit.
You've expanded dramatically.
Yes. Well, I'm just going to tell you that we have 7 centers now throughout New Jersey, 1 in New York, and they're doing wonderfully. 6,000 children a year are being treated. You know, it's something that we're very proud of. We're very proud of the Valerie Fund, its staff. They've all worked very hard.
And this award means what to you?
I think about my daughter Valerie all the time, and I think that she too would be very proud.
One of our winners at the Russ Berrie Awards for Making a Difference. She's being recognized today for her work, and she is Bridget Cutler, founder of Moms Helping Moms Foundation, which is...
We are a diaper and baby supply bank, so similar to a food bank, but we do diapers and baby supplies for low-income families.
How'd you even get into this? What did you see, Bridget, that said to you, I have to make a difference, I have to do something?
Sure. So I had my first child in 2011. And I was reading an article shortly after I had my baby. I was actually rocking her to sleep and reading a paper, and I read an article about a mother who actually had to give her child up for adoption because she couldn't afford enough formula to feed her, and she could no longer stand listening to her crying from hunger. And that just destroyed me. And I looked around at everything we had, and I said, you know what, there has to be something I can do right now, you know, today, to help families who are in this situation.
And what was that?
So what I did initially is I went out to my big network of friends who had just had new babies as well, and I said, hey, if you guys have things that you no longer need, if you have diapers that your baby grew out of or anything, stop, you know, bring them by my house. I'm going to take up a collection. I'm going to find a place to donate them to.
What was the reaction?
It was huge. Everyone was like, of course. You know, we were kind of swapping things amongst each other, but we really weren't the people. We could also have gone out and paid for them ourselves. So everyone was really excited about it, and it was a really big network of moms, you know, maybe 30 of us. So I had a very small one-car garage, and it filled up within a couple days. But then what happened is I looked for a place where I could donate all these items, and I couldn't find one. So what I learned was that there's a lot of organizations in New Jersey who are doing amazing things for families, but none of them had the capacity or the staff to collect the things that the families needed and to be able to distribute them. So I started doing it myself, and that's how it was born.
But what is it in you that causes you not just to want to be helpful, but to take the initiative when you don't see another situation, to be the leader you are? Where does that come from in you?
That's a really good question. I don't know. I've just always been that way. You know.
Did you always want to help other people?
Yeah. I've always really enjoyed helping other people. I've always volunteered a lot, you know, in food kitchens. I did a mission trip to South America when I was in college, and I hate to see that so many people have so much, and so much that they don't need, while others can barely get by. And I've always hated seeing that, and I knew there had to be a way to kind of bridge that gap. You know, it's nice for the families that are donating as well, because these are their baby items that are really special to them. So they like giving them to us, where they know it's going to be passed on to a family. It's not going to sit in a warehouse. It's not going to. It's going to go, and another family who needs it is going to use it. So it's a really nice thing to be able to do that.
Finally, you didn't do this to be recognized, but you are being recognized by the Berrie Foundation. How do you feel about that?
Oh my gosh, it's overwhelming. I don't know, it hasn't really sunk in yet.
It's still one of the greatest, I'll say this, one of the greatest thrills I have as someone who hosts events and as a broadcaster, is telling the stories of people like you to this audience and seeing the reaction, not just in the audience, but in the winners like yourself. It is literally, as you said, overwhelming.
It is. And honestly, I can't wait to hear everybody else's stories. I love hearing about people that are doing great things. So I'm just so happy to be here. So excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
The Making a Difference Award celebrates the power of one to make a difference in the world. My late husband, Russ, had a simple idea of honoring unsung heroes. So more power to our community heroes. Keep on using your powers for good. Congratulations.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. celebrating over 30 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the Russell Berrie Foundation, RWJ Barnabas Health, Fedway Associates, the Fidelco Group, Wells Fargo, PSE&G, and by Adler Aphasia Center. Promotional support provided by Insider NJ and by Meadowlands Chamber. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.
PSE&G is building New Jersey's clean energy future. We're working to protect our network against extreme weather, expanding and upgrading transmission lines, and modernizing our natural gas system by installing new, more durable underground pipes. At PSE&G, our goal is to make sure you have the safe, reliable energy you need to power your life now and into the future.